Good morning, students. How are you? I hope you are all well. I'm HP Shrimal, Assistant Professor of English, Government College, Manglana. Today we are taking up the next part of Third Thoughts by E.V. Lucas. We have read so far that the friend of the writer bought a painting of possible Turner for 10 shillings and sold it for 50 pounds. In this way, he earned a profit of 49 pounds 10 shillings, and then he wanted to share that profit with the dealer he bought the painting from. But how much profit should be shared with the dealer? He starts reviewing the amount of the profit to be shared with the dealer. First of all, he decides that half of the profit should be shared, but then he comes to the conclusion that it would be too much, only 10 pounds would be sufficient. And then he reviews again his decision and comes to the decision that only 5 pounds would be sufficient. Now, what happens after deciding that 5 pounds would be sufficient? Let's read in this lecture. While I was dressing the next morning, I thought about the dealer again. Why should I? So my thoughts ran. Directly, I had, for the first time in my life, brought off a financial coup, spoil it by giving a large part of the profit away. Was not that flying in the face of the goddess of business, whoever she may be? Was it not asking her to disregard me? Only a day or so after we had at last got on terms. There is no fury like a woman scorned. It would probably be the end of me. While I was dressing the next morning, I thought about the dealer again. While the friend was dressing the following morning, once again, he started thinking about the dealer. What? What was he thinking? He was thinking whether it was good to send him 5 pounds or whether it would be unwise to send him 5 pounds. Why should I? Directly, I had for the first time in my life brought up a financial coup, spoil it. Why should I spoil the financial coup I had for the first time in my life by giving a large part of the profit away? He started thinking, why should he spoil the financial benefit that he earned for the first time in his life? Would it be wise? He starts thinking. Was not that flying in the face of the goddess of business? Flying in the face of. That's an idiom. It means go against. Was not that going against the goddess of business, whoever she may be? Was Would it not be going against the goddess of business, whoever she may be, whether she is Lakshmi or Kuber or whatever you say? Would it not be going against the goddess of business, whoever she may be? It means it would be definitely going against the goddess of business. She rewarded you with a big profit, and if you share that profit with the dealer or you spoil that profit, the goddess would be very angry. He thinks, was it not asking her to disregard me? And if I share the profit with the dealer, it would amount to the crime for asking the goddess of wealth to disregard me forever, to ignore me forever. Only a day or so after we had at last got on terms, you know what it means? The friend thinks that usually he bought things at an exorbitant price and sold it comparatively cheap, and therefore incurred loss at he incurred loss on every transaction. This is the first time in his life that he earned some profit, and therefore he says that this is the first instance that we have come on good terms with the goddess of wealth. There is no fury like a woman scorned. And even then, if I angered the goddess of wealth, mind it, there is no fury like a woman is scorned. It would probably the end of me. And there, then, if she's angry, she becomes angry with me, then it would be the end of my business transaction, end of my business life. I would be ruined. I would be nowhere. Have you got the point? Now he is all these things he is thinking in his mind. There is nothing that is taking place in the outside world. Everything is going on in his mind, and is arguing, negotiating, bargaining with his own soul. You may say that he is, you may say that he is generating notions, concepts, ideas that would, stop him from sharing any amount with the dealer. And therefore he thinks that it's useless, it's without a solitary point to share one's profit with someone else. It would definitely, be going against the goddess of wealth, goddess of business, whoever she may be, and it would definitely amount to a crime. It would definitely amount to a crime that would, that would increase the goddess of wealth to ignore the friend forever. And he recalls an old saying that there is no fury like a woman is scorned. And if the goddess of business would be angry with me, that would be the end of my business career. Have you got the point? And now what he decides, let's see. He decides city magnates are successful probably just because they don't do these foolish impulsive things. Impulse is the negation of magnetism. If I am to make any kind of figure in this new role of fine art speculator, so my thoughts continued, I must control my feelings. City magnates, city businessmen. City businessmen are successful probably just because they don't do these foolish, impulsive things. And now he considers city businessmen are successful because they do not do such emotional, sentimental things. Impulse is the negation of magnetism. Sentimentalism, emotionality is the denial. Negation means denial of magnetism. If I am to make any kind of figure in this new role of fine art speculator, and now he says, if he wants to be, if he wants to be someone considered successful in this new role of fine art speculator, he must control his feelings. That is, he must control his feelings, he must control his sentimentality, emotionality, and he must not send that amount to the dealer. Why? If he wants to be a successful speculator in that role of he wants to be a successful dealer in that new role. Then he says, no, £5 would be, £5 is absurd. A douceur of £1 will meet the case. It will be nothing to me, or at any rate, nothing serious, but a gift of quail and manna from a clear sky to the dealer, without, however, doing him any harm. A pound would be ample, accompanied by a brief note. He further says, no, £5 is useless. I would not send him £5. A douceur of £1 will meet the case. Douceur means reward, gift. A gift of £1 will meet the case. For the dealer, £1 would be sufficient. A gift of £1 would be sufficient. It will be nothing to me. £1 is not a great loss for me, or at any rate nothing serious, but a gift of quail and manna. Quail and manna is idiomatically used here. It's idiomatically used here, and it means an unexpected gain. But it would definitely be an unexpected gain to the dealer. Even £1 would be an unexpected gain, unexpected gift unexpected bliss from heaven to the dealer, without, however, doing me any harm. And this £1 gift would not do him any serious harm. A pound will be ample. Ample means enough. A pound will be ample enough, accompanied by a brief note. And I would write a brief letter relating all these things to the dealer. And therefore he decides that he would send only £1, because this £1 would not be a great loss to the dealer. This £1 would not be a great loss to the friend, and in the same way, this £1 would not damage, would not injure the basic nature of the dealer as well. Is that right? Now, let's see whether he sends £1 or whether he again changes that £1. The note was to the effect that I had sold the drawing at a profit, which enabled me to make him a present, because it was an old and perhaps odd belief of mine that one should do this kind of thing. Good luck should be shared. Got the point? The note was to the effect. The note means letter. The letter was to the effect. He wrote in the letter, I had sold the drawing at a profit, which enabled me to make him a present. I sold that painting and he earned some profit, and because of earning that profit, he was able to give the dealer a gift, because it was an old and perhaps odd belief of the friend, because it was an old and odd belief of the friend that one should do this kind of thing. Good luck should be shared with others, and that's why he was sending the letter and a £5 note to the letter and a £1 note to the dealer. Now, what happens next? I had the envelope in my pocket containing the note and the check when I reached the club for lunch. Now it's noon. The friend had the envelope in his pocket, and in that envelope there was a note and the check of £1. He reached the club for lunch, and that afternoon I played bridge so disastrously. And that afternoon he played bridge disastrously, extremely unsuccessfully. He played bridge unsuccessfully, and he lost a lot of amount. And that's why he was glad he had not posted the letter. He needed money. The money was in the envelope. He used that envelope. He used that envelope money, and he was happy that he did not send that letter early. I played bridge so disastrously that I was glad I had not posted it. He was happy that he didn't post the letter because he needed the money that was in the letter. He used it. Why did he use the money? Because he lost in the game of bridge. Have you got the point? And therefore he did not send the dealer even a single penny. Further he sings, after all, so my thoughts ran, as I destroyed the envelope and contents. Such bargains are all part of the game. Buying and selling are perfectly straightforward matter between dealer and customer. The dealer asks as much as he thinks he can extort, and the customer, having paid it, is under no obligation whatever to the dealer. The incident is closed. Got the point? After all, so my thoughts ran, as I destroyed the envelope and the contents. The friend destroyed the envelope and the contents, that is, the check and the letter. He destroyed them, and he thinks such bargains are all part of the game. Such bargains, profit and loss, are all part of the game. Buying and selling are a perfectly straightforward matter. Straightforward, honest and frank. Buying and selling are a perfectly honest and frank matter between dealer and customer. The dealer asks as much as he thinks he can extort, obtain by force. The dealer asks as much as he thinks he can obtain by force, and the customer having paid it, and if once the customer pays that amount, he is under no obligation whatever to the dealer. He doesn't owe anything to the dealer, and therefore the incident is closed. In this way, he closed the incident. That is to say, he did not send even a single penny to the dealer. Now, dear students, you see that he earned a profit of 49 pounds 10 shillings. Nobody motivated him, encouraged him to share that profit. He decides to send that half of the profit to the dealer on his own. Isn't that? He decides to send half of the profit to the dealer on his own. Nobody was there. And then he starts bargaining, not with any purchaser, not with any buyer, not with any dealer, but he starts negotiation, he starts bargaining, he starts haggling with his own soul. Everything is going on in the mind of the friend. Nobody knows, nobody is there. He decides that half of the profit would be too much. He would only share 10 pounds. Then he decides, no, 10 pounds would be too much. He would send only 5 pounds. Then he says, no, 5 pounds would put him above himself. He would send only 1 pound. And ultimately he comes to the decision that buying and selling are a straightforward matter between dealer and buyer, dealer and buyer, and therefore there is no need to send any money. So what do you think? Who is he bargaining with? Who is he bargaining with? Is there any buyer? Is there any purchaser? Is there any dealer? No. There is no dealer. There is no purchaser. There is no buyer. He is bargaining with his own soul. Thus, his own soul is or you may say his alter ego is there. He is discussing, he is negotiating, he is bargaining, he is haggling with that alter ego, that is own soul. And ultimately, he cheats his own soul and comes to the decision that he would send not even a single penny to the dealer. Is that okay? This is all about that story. We will take up the next topic in the next class. Thank you.